When it comes to timing on my stream days though, they're not going to be consistent, unfortunately, for the workspace. But I'm gonna try to keep it consistent where I stream at least sometime during those days, even if it's like really late, like this Wednesday and Friday after work when I finish at 11. So all right, ranking now. Let's rank some tracks. We've been playing these tracks for a good while now. Game came out like late September. I got best of the best for the best tracks I think in the game. Then we got really good, not the best, but these tracks are still really fun. I'll still pick them most of the time when they're in rotation. Then I got not bad, you know, tracks that are all right, I can deal with. Don't hate it, but don't really like it. It's more in the middle, just average. Then you got the man's like, it's all right, not really all right, but it's like on the weaker side. Most likely will avoid if there's a better option on rotation, and then obviously avoid at all costs. I don't think I have a track that's like I would hate that much. I don't think I hate any track really. I think from now, like I think all the tracks are at least like average. There's obviously some better than others. So start with E Stadium. Where would I put E Stadium? I think this is a good beginner course. You know, it's not too complicated. It's just mostly driving, so there's no boating or flying. You're just working on pier driving and tricks, going off a bunch of ramps with a bunch of simple off-road cuts. But because it has those off-road cuts, especially with the lap 3 rig travel ring, it might be more in favor to bag a little bit, but I don't know. It's not too heavy on the bagging. So I think it's all right, but I like it though. I like taking the shortcuts. The travel ring is a little crazy sometimes, especially when everybody's going at it at the same time on the last lap. But I think overall, I'd say E Stadium is not bad, just average. It's pretty good though. I'd say higher up on the not bad. So I'm gonna be ordering these two. Also good at least visually. Yeah, they all look good. A lot of people say the game looks not great visually, at least from what I've seen, and I think it looks fine. The only thing is just the colors. It's just kind of washed out a little bit. Needs more, need more the colors to pop, you know. Like if you look at Rainbow Garden, that's a track that should be like, you know, popping with colors, but it's, you know, saturation is kind of low. But yeah, Rainbow Garden. I'd say Rainbow Garden is kind of in the middle too. It's pretty average, and I'd say East Stadium is better. But I like it though. It's not too bad, but it's definitely heavy on the bagging side because there's like 2 big shortcuts at the very end. Not very easy shortcuts though. It's you still got to be careful on how you take those shortcuts, especially the last one. You got to really get a good line because there's a pretty sharp turn. But other than that, it's pretty simple. It's nothing too crazy. Even lap 3, there's not much change to it. It's just the gate opening and stuff. There's the grass cuts, boostless grass cut, drifting on ramps, warp ring chaos. Oh yeah, that's for East Stadium. But yeah, Rainbow Gardens, you know, nothing too crazy. I think it's just another simple course, which might be a running theme for this game. Most of these courses are actually pretty simple. But out of all of the other simple ones, I think this one's just average. So I think that spot there is fine. Water Palace, I would say, is it best of the best? Because I really like that stage. I think I'm gonna put it really good for now. The only thing that makes me drop Water Palace is the ending section. The water section, I don't know. It's nothing bad. It's just, I don't know. I don't like sharp turns on the water section where you have to turn really hard. It kind of just slows it down, you know. I think it just slows you down too much when it turns. I think a water section is best when it's just mostly straight with obstacles just in the area or whatever, instead of like turning really hard. Like I think a good example of a good water course, or at least section, is Holoska and Dragon Road. Those water sections I really like. It is good, but that grass cut makes it a bagging track, and yeah, the grass cut at the end is just, You got a drill or a laser, then you're good, as long as they're close enough. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a super heavy bagging track, because you do have to get past the grass a little bit just to make sure the drill and laser goes through the shortcut, because there's been many times where I press it too early and it goes around the grass. And if you're coming from like dead last and you're trying to get to the grass, it might be already too late for your drill or laser to catch up. So I wouldn't say it's a heavy bagging track, because there's been many times where I get a decent lead and a drill or laser are still a little bit too far to catch up to me, because they kind of have to use it pretty late. They can't use it early. Like if you could use your drill like right after jumping from the boating section and still somehow make the cut, then yeah, then have a heavy bagging spot. I guess it's bagging too, like if you have drill and a laser or any whatever boosting item, if you use the laser or drill to skip the last turn on the water section and then use the next boosting item to cut the grass, that's probably like the best way to go about it, because of how slow most people go during those during the last turn on the water section. So there's that. So I guess yeah, it's still kind of a heavy bagging track, but I wouldn't say it's not as bad, especially if you got a good lead. But I still like it overall though. I still like it. I think the rest of the track is really good. It's really fun, really pretty too. I like the visuals. Would have been nice if it was an actual reference to the Sonic Rush back Water Palace, and then we get a back-to-back remix. But I like the song here too, and I forgot to move this over to Water Palace. But I like the song for this stage. It's really fun. Even with the chanting at the last lab, I used to have been annoyed by it, but now I like it. So I don't mind. Anyways, Meadow Harbor. Where we put in Meadow Harbor? I seen people say they don't really like this track, but honestly I like it. This one's on a really good for me. It's a simple track, but I like the splitting paths in the beginning, even though the flying section seems to be always the fastest part, I think. But you know, you have an option to go on the other side if you want to avoid any chaos or something. And then you know, a couple turns here and there with the gun robots in the way makes you know, think about your lines if you don't want to get hit by those robots. So it's not like straight driving and it's free, especially the last turn too. The last couple turns you get like one gun robot before the shortcut, and then you got another gun robot in that shortcut. So if you're taking a shortcut, you really got to be careful so you don't hit them during your shortcut, because if you get hit, then you're kind of screwed, especially if you're pressing brake. It's so weird when you're pressing brake and you get hit, you literally stop dead on your tracks. They overhate the rocket jump, and the hard cut is very cool, pretty technical. Yeah, I love that shortcut. That shortcut saved me so many times, bro. I've stolen so many wins because of that shortcut. And I would sacrifice items too, because you sacrifice getting in the last item pull. But that shortcut is way too good. Not a lot of people take it, and it's because it is kind of hard to take too, because you gotta like line yourself up to go into the shortcut, and if everybody's around you pushing you, then it can really mess you up and make you fall off the track, which happened to me a lot. But once you get it though, you can really take the lead if no one else has the good items. So it's really good. And I wouldn't say it's a heavy bagging track too. The laser and drill definitely takes you far up if you use it during the shortcut. But I don't know, I don't see a lot of people using it a lot to get up ahead. And plus, it's still the finish line is still a little bit up ahead, so you're still kind of vulnerable once the laser and drill is finished, especially if a King Boom Boo shows up, or a slime, or the weights. So I wouldn't say this one's a heavy bagging track, but you definitely can steal wins getting a good lead if nothing happens to you. Honestly, that's like any shortcut, so it's like I think it's not too bad when it comes to bagging. But yeah, I like Meadow Harbor. I'd say it's behind Water Palace, so that's where I'm gonna put it. Sand Road, this one might be best of the best. I don't care. It's kind of a bagging track, but I think it's just the music alone. I really like. It's such a banger, bro. I really like the song, but I think the track itself is pretty cool too. I definitely like the first area where you go inside the temple and see all the ghosts. You got a top path and a bottom path that you can take, both being pretty viable. I think time trials take the top paths, because if you take the top path and kind of cut off and just jump into the bottom path, you can save a little bit of time doing that. And then yeah, the lap 1 is just going around the water section and stuff. That part is still pretty cool. I like that one. And then obviously when the water section opens up on lap 3, I think that section is pretty cool. It's not too long, it's pretty short, but it doesn't ruin the pace because there's no like sharp turns, so I don't mind that water section. And it's kind of a risk because you're kind of more vulnerable to the red rings when you're in the boating section, because you can't charge it as fast. So yeah, there's a risk reward of taking the water sections with the current meta if you're using the meta builds with the level 4 ultimate charge. But yeah, pretty cool. Definitely a good bagging track because there's 2 big shortcuts near the end. The shortcut after the water section, and then the shortcut at the last turn. I think the one at the water section is, if you take that shortcut, it'll bring you up more ahead compared to the last one. So I think if you have to choose which shortcut to take, it should be the first one before the shortcut after the water section. But I don't know, I think it depends on the situation that you're in, if you're in first. But yeah, there's so many different ways on how it can go. So, but I think that's why I like it. Is not really a guarantee if you got bagging items, unless you use it well and you got like the perfect set amount. But yeah, I think it's still good though. But either way, yeah, best of the best. I like it. I wouldn't say it's the best track in the game though, but S tier for me at least. Next, colorful mall leaves you a bit more vulnerable. You can even snap drift if needed. Yeah, exactly. There's still room to, you know, get hit and whatever. Oh, I almost put it S tier. Colorful mall is not S tier to me, but it's really good. I think colorful mall is really good. I used to not really care about it, but when you play online a good amount and you start really taking some good lines and stuff, I think it's just a really fun map. 3 levels in the mall most of the time, so everybody's kind of spread out, so it's not as chaotic as some other tracks can be, but you can kind of get away with certain stuff, like staying at your own level, going into areas that's not as busy. But at the same time, you can also take the risk of taking the best lines that everybody takes, but also take a risk of getting hit most of the time. So I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, but it's nothing crazy though. But I'd still say it's like really good, but I'll put it behind Water Palace and Meadow Harbor, or maybe Meadow Harbor will be behind Colorful Mall and Water Palace still up front. Might change though, but I'm gonna leave it like that for now. But yeah, fun course, I really like it. Mystic Jungle, I would put this best of the best if it wasn't so short. This one's going at really good. I really like Mystic Jungle. Redfire Yoshi says all the routes serve some purpose, and the level 4 makes the last turn cut less exclusive. Coconut Mall, but even more goated. Honestly, yeah, I think I'd like it more than Coconut Mall, even though Coconut Mall is like really fun in Mario Kart. But yeah, this one has more like route options, like you said, so definitely pretty fun. But yeah, Mystic Jungle, yeah, I would put it best of the best if the track just had like one more section or something. It just ends way too quick. It's too short, but it's short and sweet. I like the water slide sections. I gotten consistent on the line that I always take online, and it works perfectly almost every time, and it feels so good. And just going off the water slide ramps sometimes to even make like some weird shortcuts. So I don't know, it's really satisfying to go through that area, but it's really hard though. It's easy to fall off and just mess up, so I can see why people not like it as much. The snake route is useless. Yeah, I almost never take it. Like, what the hell? Like the only time I'll probably take it is like if I have a drill, but if I'm using a drill at that point, then it's already too late. I'm already done, because then I'm not gonna take the grass cut at the end. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's a pretty solid track. Not much to say. It's really short, just like the next one right now. Apodos Windmill Isle, really good. It's next to Mystic Jungle. Literally the same issue with Apodos. Like I would put it at best of the best, but it's way too short. And I'd say it's even worse than Mystic Jungle. It's shorter, right? I think it is, or at least similar. This one's just missing another section. It just needs to be longer. Like I really like the song too, outside of the weird that weird bass drop section or whatever. But yeah, it's too short. It needs one more section just to really flesh it out. Like, what's up, Devin Davis? We are ranking the tracks in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, all the main tracks and the Crossworlds. Crossworlds are going to be treated as like separate, but I'm still going to group it in this one tier list because I don't feel like having two separate tier lists at the same time. But yeah, oh, it didn't even do the beat drop right now. That was weird. I was about to point it out, but it just didn't do it. But yeah, Apodos, same thing as Mystic Jungle. Too short, really short and sweet, but it just needs to be longer to be best of the best. Mystic Jungle, MT and traps are a bit too powerful here, and the chaos is crazy in the last turn. I think the last turn is pretty cool. I don't mind the last turn. Especially when you have a boost item, you can take that grass cut. It's so satisfying, so that's probably why I like it a lot. The beginning part I don't mind because it's the beginning of lap 3, and many times something happens to me at that hallway area in the beginning, but then I somehow come back and make it into first, so that part doesn't matter to me. I think if they had that part at the end of the track, then it would have been annoying, because then it's like, what the hell do you do? Even with the ultimate charge, it's so hard to build the ultimate charge in that section. But since it's at the beginning, then it's mindless, and it's not even that long too. But then again, the section after that is also kind of like tight and small, so the chaos kind of really goes almost cut to the flying section. Exactly, if you can cut the last turn, you are set. But yeah, I like the last turn though. I don't mind it, even though it can be chaotic, but I think it's big enough for it to be not pure chaos all the time. So I like it though, because most of the time if someone, especially with a monster truck, is doing the last turn, they're most likely gonna go on the grass, so they have an option to just get out of our way if we don't have a boost or something and we don't want to get hit. But still chaotic though, still chaotic, but I like that kind of chaotic. So Apodos, yeah, I put it in really good, right behind Mystic Jungle. Way too short, needs one more section. Next one is Wonder Museum. Honestly, everyone hypes up the music for this track, and I think it's overrated. It's good, but it's like, damn, I think there's way better ones. Like, I like Apodos music more than that Wonder Museum. I like Water Palace more than Wonder Museum, Sand Road. This is music, by the way, more than Wonder. Why is this called Quarry Mountain? This is Coral Town. This must be old. Ice Canyon, yeah, this is old. Oh, Coral Maze? What the fuck? This is some old tier list, but whatever, I already started. But yeah, when it comes to the track though, for Wonder Museum, really good, but I would put it over, it's kind of like Colorful Mall, to be honest. Well, not really, not like Colorful Mall as in like it doesn't have like different levels and stuff, but like, I don't know, I feel like the vibe is just similar, but I think I like Wonder Museum a little bit more, mostly because of the aesthetics and all the old Sonic stuff that they brought in. But the track itself is fun, definitely it's not a huge back-end track, it's just that one shortcut at the end that can really get you the lead, but it's still pretty far from the final lap, so it's not super heavy on the bagging. But if you got a drill laser and you're close to first, then yeah, you can definitely peel away from the from everybody. A good 8.5 out of 10 OST. Lively hazards, it has pretty much everything, even last turn cut. Yeah, and the last turn cut is not so close to the end, so there's still like some glimmer of hope that, you know, you can pull up and catch up or something. So I think it's solid. It's hard to explain why. I just like the turns. Everything was just all the turns and stuff, the traps, the hazards, they're pretty fair, nothing too crazy. Oh, actually, I think the only section I don't like is the airplane area. That part can be a little bit janky sometimes. Even in lap 3, I guess. Lap 1 and 3 is like where it can be annoying. It screwed me so much times where I feel like I wasn't even close to hitting it, but then I get hit. So I don't know. I think it's just a weird hitbox type of thing, but I don't know. It could also be like a skill issue on my part, but it doesn't hurt it that much. So it's like literally one part, but everything else is great. I like it. Really good. Right behind Water Palace. Water Palace is just really good. I like it too much. So if this is court, whatever this is. No, Pumpkin Mansion is right here. So what is this supposed to be? Because they have Coral Maze right here. I'm gonna use Quarry Mountain as Crystal Mine. I don't feel like starting. I'm not tripping, right? It's there. It's not there. Yeah, it's not there. This one's not bad. This one's like nothing remarkable. I feel like it's definitely not a bad track though. But I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on it. I think it's just, I think it could have been so much more interesting if we were actually like going in the mines and stuff. Like especially at the flying section. If you look in the flying section, there's like a bottom area where you can see lots of crystals at the bottom, and it looks like you can go into the mines, and that looks super interesting. That would have been a sick area to go into, but I don't know. We just fly over and that's it. And lap 3 is nothing much too. Lap 3 is just the flying section where the machine starts moving, and then that's it. Everything else is still the same. So I don't know. I think it's just kind of average, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. Ocean view. Ocean view I pretty much like, but it's a pretty heavy bagging track. I think I would say it's above E Stadium. Yeah, Ocean View. No, Ocean View is fun. I like Ocean View. I think it's better than Mystic Jungle and Apodos. This one's really good. I like it. Lots of satisfying turns. It's just the bagging part at the end. It's a pretty big cut. So if you got anything, then yeah, you're pretty much set to take over who's in front of you. But other than that, it's a really fun course. I like it a lot. Ocean View, so fun, but it had to have a huge last turn. Yeah, last turn kind of. I think if it didn't have that last turn, I'd probably put it as best of the best. It's way too good. That last cut is way too good, and too easy too. That's the next thing. They make it too easy. Pumpkin Mansion, Law's House, best of the best. No questions asked. I know it's a bagging track, but the vibe and everything, the turns, it's so satisfying. I like it too much, bro. The music, everything just hits right. It's just at the end, if you got a triple boost, you're pretty much set to just lead. I've seen people get some crazy distance on this track, so that's probably like the only downside, but I also abuse it too, so I'm a little biased on it, but I don't care. I like the track itself. I just like it so much. It's just so visually interesting when you're going inside the mansions. The ring portals take you to the ceilings and stuff, making it almost seem like maze-like, but not really though. But yeah, it's cool. And then you go outside with the ghosts, and you see the pumpkins in the background. It's so cool. I like it. I'm gonna put in best of the best. I think this one is probably my favorite track in the game. It is technical enough, but the grass cuts should have been sooner. Yeah, that's like the only downside of this track, is like the grass cuts is way too good at the end. It's too good. But I think what helps it is that it's like, I think it was like two cuts at the end. There's like one really good one at, right before the like the graveyard part. That one is really good, and then you got a shortcut at the end, right before the finish line. but if you get those two, then you could get really a really good lead. But yeah, overall, I'd still put it on top, despite how good it is to bag in it. Really fun course, great music, great visuals. It's just a fun course. I like it. Urban Canyon might be controversial, but I think it's meh. It's nothing remarkable to me, especially with the music. But yeah, Urban Canyon, I don't know. This track is not doing it to me. I think it's not as short as Mystic Jungle and Apodos, but I don't know. I don't really get nothing from this track. The only interesting parts is lap 3 when those the rock shortcuts opens up, but even then those don't feel as satisfying to take because the turn is so sharp. And we even watched the time trials earlier too. You literally have to like bump into the wall to get the best line out of those shortcuts, and I don't know, I'm not really a fan of it. It doesn't flow properly, you know, and it's like literally back to back, so you're literally doing it in a row. It doesn't feel as good, and plus if you have laser and drill, you're literally flying past that area. And then yeah, the flying sections, whatever. But yeah, Urban Canyon's meh. I'm not feeling it. I usually don't pick it when it shows up on the rotation. I usually avoid it. Market Street, same issue as Mystic Jungle and Apodos. Too short, a little bit too simple. It's a downgrade from Team Sonic Racing's Market Street, where it had a lot more going on. It was longer, more colorful, and more lively too. Like, it doesn't have any of the Sonic Generation stuff with the balloons and the confettis and the ships flying. It's your basic rooftop run version from Sonic Unleashed. I don't know why they took all of that. Oh, it was so lively in Team Sonic Racing, and don't feel the same now. But actually, I would actually maybe not. Maybe it's above. Maybe it's not bad. Or, oh no, yeah, I still like it a lot. It's short, but it's really fun. It's a fun, simple short course. It's just way too short. It just needs like one more section. Bring back one of the sections from Team Sonic Racing, like when you're driving on the side sewer stuff or whatever. I can't remember how it looked, but if you played that game, then you know what I'm talking about. Coral Maze. This blank picture is Coral Maze, even though Quarry Mountain has a picture of Coral Maze, but that's Crystal Mine. Oh, that's gonna be weird for the video, but you know what, whatever. Coral Maze, best of the best, despite how huge of a bagging track it is, because of the shortcut with the unintentional shortcut where you gotta make that jump, and plus the big shortcut grass cut at the very end. It's way too good. You can get some crazy leads, but you know what, it's satisfying, especially with the jumping shortcut, especially when you don't use a laser and a drill and you get it on your own. It feels way too good to get it, and I like it a lot. It just makes the course just not as interesting if you're always going for it though. But I don't always go for it, because depending on the mood or whatever, I either don't go for it and go through other roads, and if I'm feeling nice, I go for it. But definitely a risk, because if you fall, you pretty much go back, and you fall pretty much back to last place. So yeah, if you want to take the shortcut, it's a huge risk, but definitely worth it if you can master it. Coral Town is Yoshi Valley done well, and the cut always is a rush to hit. The last turn cut is too big. Yeah, it's the same issue as Ocean View, but Coral Maze, everything else before it is just really good, better than Ocean View. I think it's just more interesting too with the maze-like stuff. So yeah, but I would put that behind Sand Road and Lost House, Pumpkin Mansion. Next one, Blizzard Valley, another controversial one. This one top 2, I think, for now. Best of the best. I love this track. I don't mind the ice physics. I know how to drive around this track. It's so good, and the music too. The music is so good, it gets me pumping, bro. I love it too much. But yeah, it's a fun course. I love it. I love when a course like challenge you to drive differently in a certain way, especially when there's like ice physics, but it doesn't feel like ass too. That's the next thing too. It doesn't feel like ass when you're driving on ice, at least to me. Yes, Valley love. Yes, Blizzard Valley is peak, bro. I'm telling you. It's so fun. I pick it almost every time when it shows up in rotation. And you know what? I get most of my wins on Blizzard Valley. A lot of people don't understand it, but I do. Well, was that a voice crack? Wow. But yeah, I do. This track, peak. No complaints. Like, I'm trying to think of a thing to complain about this track, and I don't see anything. It even has a double cut with a boost, even if janky. Oh, yeah, the cut at the end is, I guess, counts as a bagging spot, but it's not big and egregious like Coral Maze and Ocean View. So I think that ones up it by a little bit, but I don't know. Everything before it, greatness. And you have chances to get those extreme items on lap 3. They're not hard to get. I mean, it can be if you're not good with the ice physics, but I'm good with it, so I almost get it every time if the circumstance is right. So yeah, peak. I'd say top 2 for me. Oh yeah, the shortcuts at the beginning. Yeah. Those are good too. It's at the beginning, so those are definitely nice to take. I definitely make use of that whenever I need to catch up or extend my lead. Oh, you know what's also good too? Because I can reliably get rid of a boost item to take those snow shortcuts and then use one of those extreme items when you're in first place. I don't think you can get a boost item with those extreme in first, but you get defensive items, and taking that snow spot shortcut, you'll definitely get a good lead if you take it properly. And yeah, it is a little bit janky because it's a little bit bumpy, so if you're gaining air, you're gonna kind of like slide off the track a little bit. But it's pretty consistent so far whenever I try to take it, so I never have an issue with it. But I know what you mean though. It can be, it's just bumpy, you know. But yeah, so sick. Course is sick. Peak, we got Radical Highway. This one's just not bad. I think, yeah, I would say over Crystal Mine. I don't know, this track doesn't do it for me. I think it's too, I don't know, I think it's just too many straightaways. I think what it is, it's the loop-de-loops. I don't get nothing from the loop-de-loops. I think it's just feels janky to go on those loop-de-loops. The camera's kind of like rocky a little bit. It's like jagged or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't feel smooth going on those loop-de-loops at the end. The shortcut is not as crazy, even though the drill and laser can take that turn really sharp, so you can still kind of steal wins using it. But I don't know. I think there's, yeah, I don't know. This one I can't explain why I don't feel it too much. It's not bad. It's just all right. But I can see why a lot of people like it though. Surprisingly linear, but it has a turn skip. The bridge choices, janky sides though. Yeah, when you're going on the bridge is probably what brings it down for me. Even the jump, and when you're taking the bridge on the sides, both stuff just doesn't do it for me. I think it just breaks the pace with the bridge jump. I think they should have just kept it straight, I guess, or at least make the jump like just a little bit lower. There's two big jumps. The big jumps kind of just ruin it. It just slows it down too much. Not that I hate it, but it's just, I don't know. I think it just breaks the flow, you know. But other than that, it's all right. I think we're behind Rainbow Garden is fine for me, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. Chow Park. This one I always do poorly on Chow Park. You've seen it already. Red Fire Yoshi. I don't know. I just can't vibe with it most of the time. I'd say behind Crystal Mines too. I don't know. The water section too. Not a fan of the hard turn at the end. It's the same issue that Water Palace has at the end of the water section, where you just got to do a sharp turn. I don't really like that. And plus the water geysers too are just, I don't know, kind of annoying. It's annoying to get the extreme item as well. Well, yeah, Chow Park. And honestly, I feel like the theme Chow Park should have been way more interesting. The track is a little bit too simple for my liking. It should have been way more interesting and exciting, I think, when it comes to like an amusement park track, you know? For a baby park track, it has enough stuff, simple and playable. Yeah, it's not bad though. I wouldn't call it bad. It's just nothing crazy, you know. Actually, no, that's the thing. I think because it's simple, it shouldn't be simple. An amusement park track should have been like, I don't know. I think it should have been way more crazier, I think. Well, I don't want to judge it based on potential though. But outside of that, I still think it's like, you know, it's not bad. It's nothing remarkable. because I have simple tracks up here like Market Street, Apodos, Mystic Jungle, and I like those ones. Those tracks are simple, but I like them more than Child Park. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Child Park goes in not bad. Then we got Donpa Factory. This one I used to not like as much, but I gotten better at the shortcut at the end, especially with snap drifting, and I like it more. But I don't want to be biased of me like getting a lot of wins on Donpa Factory because of the shortcut, because I think the track itself is alright, but it's just, I think it's too simple. I think it's above E Stadium, you know. I don't know, this one's hard to judge because I like playing it because I'm good at it. But yeah, Donpa Factory, I'd say top of not bad, you know. I like the shortcuts and stuff, but I think everything else is just, I don't know, not as interesting. Did you know that in the Sonic Crossworld animation, that's where they were racing at? The look of the stage looks so much better in that animation compared to the stage we have here now. It doesn't look as interesting as what we saw in the animation. I don't know where they were getting that vibe from. Donpa has great turns, technical. The only thing is that laser and drill are busted in the car cut. And yeah, I think that's the most outrageous bagging shortcut this game has, is that car cut. It's so, you literally get the perfect line. But yeah, Donpa Factory is not bad. I think it's just, it's technical and it's fun to pull off some of those shortcuts, but it almost feels like cheating, you know, in a way. So even though it's satisfying to get it, I feel like it works way too good, you know, especially when it comes to bagging, because you can really steal it. Next one, Aqua Forest. This one might be my first avoid. The more I play it, the more I'm just like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it that much. It's the water section, man. I don't like when the water section is like spiraling. You're just constantly turning, and it just doesn't feel good, you know. I don't like the feeling of it. And the driving sections elsewhere, it doesn't feel as good. There's like some weird shortcuts, like the travel wing is kind of stupid because it's actually not a shortcut, it's actually longer to take the travel ring. And that little house, or if you even call it a house, the shortcut right before the water section, that one's kind of janky. Like, how do you, the extreme item shows up in that very corner, how do you take that and still, you know, keep up your speed? It's such a weird shortcut. Even if you're just boosting through the grass and stuff, the wall is not lined up properly, so like if you try to get the rings, you'll bump into the wall. And then the boating section is right there, so you can't get a good line into the boating section if you boost through those shortcut. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just me, could be a skill issue and I'm just not understanding it. But yeah, I don't know, I don't think it's that great. Aqua Forest, I mean, I wouldn't, it's, again, I don't hate any track, I just, this one is just the least favorite, you know, because I could still have fun in driving in this course. It's just, there's a lot of messed up things, a lot of things that just messes me up in that course, and I'm just like, oh yeah, and it just doesn't feel as good. It just doesn't feel as good to take some of these turns compared to other courses. So I was just like, yeah, I'm good. It is gorgeous, but the cuts incentivize hitting and bumping too much, and the final section is too slow without boost. The warp ring being slower is a tricky knowledge check. Yeah, like everybody's gonna, like everybody who doesn't know how this track works, they're gonna see the shortcut, the ring shortcut, and be like, oh yeah, ring shortcut, take it, and then they lose a couple spots because it's so much longer. You don't even get an extreme item for it. At least if they put that there, then it would have been something. Kind of like Colorful Mall when they have that ring portal to get the item, extreme item at the top. Then yeah, that makes sense if you want to take that. But it's longer, but you get an item for it. Same thing in Ocean View. So yeah, I don't mess with that track too much. I usually avoid it during the rotation, but I don't groan about it if we do have to play it though. Egg Expo might be the same deal. It's just not interesting to me. I love the idea and aesthetic with the Eggman robots and stuff. Oh yeah, let me move it to the side. I love the robots, the references to all the robots he made, even though it's not as much and they should have added more, but it's still really cool. But yeah, Egg Expo, I don't know, this track doesn't do it for me either. I think the first part is probably the best part when you're driving. It's just the flying section and the water section I don't like. It's just, again, turning on the water sucks. The flying section is kind of just nothing. It is a technical one, The laggy bumps will ruin the water tube though. Yeah, I just don't like turning in the water when it's just constantly turning. I don't know, it just doesn't feel good especially when you try to keep jumping. It's just, I don't know, people bumping into you and then you get hit into the wall and then sometimes you can't get off the wall without slowing down really hard. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Water section shouldn't be like focused on turning heavy and stuff, so that's why I would put it down. So yeah, Egg Expo I usually avoid. Only good parts is just the driving section when you're just driving normally. Kronos Island, best of the best. Despite the crazy shortcut at the end. I think this one has the second worst shortcuts at the end, right behind Dompa Factory. But it's the Frontiers bias. I just like it a lot. It's really fun. But the shortcut, yeah, I'm biased. I'm gonna keep it at best of the best. This is one of those tracks where like the track is good. This is actually a good design track. I like it. It's very interesting. I like all the twisting turns. It references all the good parts, memorable parts of Kronos Island, with the tower close to the beginning, and then you got the squid making the path. That part is really cool. I like those, and it makes it challenging too because, you know, the squid area, it's very narrow, so you can easily get bumped off the track, which happens to me a lot. But if you drive careful and you know what you're doing, you can stay on it, and it feels good when you manage to stay on the track. It's just the very end is probably why I wouldn't have it as like close to like top 3 track in the game, because it literally all depends on who has the best boost items, and you know, at the very end of the track, that shortcut is way too good. That's what holds it back, but everything else is just great. No complaints there. And the music too, like it's literally like hype moments and aura boosting this track up a lot. I think if it was just like any other track, it would probably just be like really good, but it has that hype moments and aura shit from Frontiers that makes it best of the best. Kronos, so cool, but getting bumped off the sky route and the final cut takes points away. At least you can take it boostless and safe with level 4. Yeah, you can still take it boostless. It's also the same thing with E Stadium at the very beginning, where you can take it boostless because it's faster just to go through the grass instead of take the actual turn without a boost. But yeah, Kronos Island, it's the Frontiers bias that's making me put it at best of the best, because I just get so hyped with the last lap. Even the lap 1 music, Kronos Island remix, is still really good. It's just good vibes. And lap 3, you just go crazy, especially when you have Undefeatable playing, when you have the jukebox set up. Ooh, so good. So yeah, Kronos Island, I would say bottom of best of the best. It would have been probably top 3 if it wasn't for the shortcut at the very end. So yeah, it's going there. North Star Island from Sonic Superstars. I don't like it as much. I don't know. It's not bad. Definitely a good bagging track though. I think the bagging spots kind of pull it down. I don't like it as much. It seems too free to take those shortcuts, you know, because you can take the shortcut and get away from the chaos, so you kind of just sit in pretty after you take it. I think the track design for North Star Island is just not as interesting. North Star has a banger OST, so colorful, the warp ring is too good, and the compressor can ruin you on a bad cycle. Oh right, yeah, the compressor part, that knocks down points for me. I think that part is a little bit too janky. Yeah, it's just hard to plan around that compressor thing, you know. It just comes down to like, all right, is this gonna screw me over or is it gonna help me, especially on the last lap when it's really going fast. I think it should have been a little bit shorter too. And I also think the compressor should have been like in the background and not something you can actually get squished, because it's so awkward to go around it when you're not taking the side paths, the top side paths. But what do I think I would put it over Crystal Mine though. And just remember, Quarry Mountain is Crystal Mine, so that's where I'll put it, right behind Radical Highway, because I'd probably rather play Radical Highway than North Star Island. But you know what, it's still fun though. I like the idea of the medley course of North Star Island, where it represents some of the tracks, some of the stages in Sonic Superstars. So I think that's a good idea, because there's no one standout track in that game anyways, so just mix them up into this one track. Tanking it with level 4 farms are though, yeah, but it's hard. It's just hard to time and stuff, so it's just not consistent, and I like consistency, so I'm gonna still take a little bit points. But no, you're right, because when you do get the right cycle, then yeah, it feels satisfying. So it's not gonna go down that much points. But yeah, North Star, I think right there is fine though, right behind Radical Highway. Next one is White Space. White Space. I haven't raced on White Space in a while, actually. I just realized this one's barely showing up in the rotation now. What do I think of it? It's definitely not a heavy bag. It's not a bagging track, that's for sure. I think it's pretty cool though, but it's not bad. I think I'll put it over East Stadium. I used to not care about it, but then the more I played it, the more I like it. I think what brings it down though is probably the water section. I think the water section is just a little bit too turn heavy, you know? I don't know. Oh, the track is short too. I think it's just missing a section on lap 1. I think lap 3 is fine, but lap 1 is a little bit too short. Ends way too quick. I feel like we should have had a spot where we actually go into one of those castle areas in Shadow Generations and just have like one section in there or something. I don't know. It's pretty short. White Space feels too long, and the last goopy section is too bumpy and for baggers. I don't feel like it's too long. Lap 3 is definitely like longer than lap 1 though. Lap 1 feels too short to me. Yes, the castles were cool. Yeah, they should have added the castle parts, to be honest. I think lap 3 could have been cooler with the flying section, or I don't know. It's just not doing anything remarkable, you know. I think it's just the potential, like it should have been much more. And what we got is just like, it's all right. It's fine. It's pretty cool. And I think that's the last main track, right? Oh, well, base game. We got Bikini Bottom and Minecraft World, and then the rest is crossworlds. So Minecraft World is meh to me. Maybe more so than Minecraft on Urban Canyon, but Minecraft World is again kind of short on lap 1. Lap 3 is a little bit longer, but I don't know. I don't like the underground section in lap 1 is pretty cool, but I think it's just too short. Ends way too quick. I like the beginning of lap 1 when you're going into the cave. That part is cool. And then lap 3, I think the flying section is too long, because yeah, I don't know. Flying sections just makes it hard to keep up. It's one of those tracks where like if you got a good lead, then you should be good to just cruise through the whole track. It makes it really hard to catch up on, even if you got good items. Gas with no beacon on attacks, bad ender, dragon hitbox, no feedback on cobwebs. Oh yeah, lap 3, that when you do that big jump after the creepers explode the stuff, that section is annoying. I don't know. I feel like I get hit when it feels like I shouldn't be getting hit. The hitbox feels bigger for some of those things in that cave, like the TNTs and the cobwebs, like you said. Yeah, the last I think what brings it down is the last section. I think lap 1, even like if it's short, I think it's still good, but lap 3 is just, I don't know. The cave section before the flying section, and then the flying section alone is just too long, makes it hard to catch up, and you're I feel like you're just solely relying on items and hoping that the items will slow down the people ahead. If I'm not in first before the flying section, then I feel like it's over. Very easy to stay in the lead in lap 3, I think. So yeah, Minecraft World, meh, not the worst. And Bikini Bottom might be too early to judge right now, but I hear a lot of people is not liking it because of how janky it is with the jellyfish and the beach area with the waves. And honestly, I can kind of see it too, but I'm gonna put it in just not bad for now, because I don't mind the driving parts. It's just the boating section. It has the same issue with the big turn. Even the shortcut too on the beach doesn't feel good, because even if you take the boost shortcut on the water from the last turn, you kind of go into the wall if you're not careful. The jellyfish is the worst part of the game. Yeah, it's very inconsistent. Sometimes you get two jumps and sometimes you get 3, and then you have the shortcut right after. That shortcut could have been so cool too. I like that I like the idea of that kind of shortcut where you need a boost to just go off to the side and just hope that you make it, but it's literally right after the janky jellyfish spots, and it's just, yeah, you just have to be lucky that you get a good bounce or whatever. So I think this one might go down eventually, but I need to play it more. Top ranked player Cali Max says that's the worst stage in the game, and I don't know if that is the case so far. I wouldn't call it that yet, but she played it more than me, so I don't know. So yeah, that's the main track so far. Aqua Forest is the worst track in the main game. Do I agree with that? I think I do. It's literally the track I avoid the most online. And even when I do get it, I don't have as much fun compared to the other courses. When it comes to representing Bikini Bottom SpongeBob series, I think it's good. It's got all the main locations, the main people's houses, and Krusty Krab, Plankton and stuff. The beach area, was it Goo Lagoon is what it's called. You got the volcano. Volcano's kind of surprising. I don't remember a volcano being iconic in SpongeBob, but it's still pretty cool. I like it when it erupts in lap 3 though, so it makes it more interesting in that area. That part is pretty cool. I just wish the off-road at the end, it has the bagging problem too, with the big off-road cut in the end. Not as crazy as some of the other tracks, but it's, you know, it's still there. Aqua Forest, yeah, I don't know. That might be a controversial take for me as the worst track in the game. And I'm not ranking these by visuals too. I'm just going by track design and how fun it is to drive it into. Because Aqua Forest is definitely a good looking track. Now Crossworlds, cyberspace.